This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of January 15th, 2024. This is the week we go through the doorway into the next 20 years. But before we do, we have a lot of predicate action, a lot of foundational steps, a lot of business that is necessary to get in order before we get to the doorway, like so much in life. And the week starts with a couple of opportunities to bring a sense of higher purpose into what we're doing, to ease up on ourselves a bit, treat ourselves with a bit of compassion, to harness our imaginations and let them bring all kinds of possibilities into who we are and what we can do, and also calm our minds. Have you been on overdrive? Have you been working nose to the grindstone like you haven't seen in a long, long time? There is an opening this week to tie something down, to put some constraint on what you've been doing, to stabilize information and agreement, maybe, to feel like you're getting on top of a bunch of things, to perhaps organize all of the activities, all of the information chaos that's been going on around you. These two openings come from sextiles, opportunity aspects. On the 15th, between the Sun and transcendent Neptune, and on the 18th, between Mercury and Saturn, the Lord of adulting. And just as we start to tie some things up and bring some order and fill out the little cells on our project management spreadsheets, more and more information flows in, more and more practical information, more and more ideas, more and more possibilities, which are real, although there will be a bit of a wondering of, am I making this up? Because on the 19th, Mercury, Lord of Communication, also how we get around, technology, trines, easy flow, Jupiter, expansive Jupiter, Jupiter in I want what I want, give it to me now, Taurus, a planet of indulgence, the other influence of indulgence. Venus is in a shoving match with her higher counterpart in creativity and love, Neptune. And you may sense an echo of whatever was up at the beginning of the week when the Sun sextiled Neptune. You may get an echo now of, I really want something more in my life. I want a piece of magic. I want something, I don't know. I want something a little bit, romantic, maybe? I mean, seriously, we can't be all work 24/7. This is all the build-up to the really big moment before we go through the doorway. The 20th is the huge action day of the week. Before we go through that doorway, there is more to purge, more to drop. Something needs to go away to make us the right shape, energetically, if not physically, to get through the doorway. And we'll be feeling this one all week. You may have been feeling it for some time. The Sun meets Pluto on the way out of Capricorn. Pluto at 29 degrees Capricorn has been the gatekeeper of the exit door. Every planet changing signs has had a contact with Pluto before it changes signs. And now the Sun makes its final meeting with Pluto in Capricorn for our lifetimes. We will not experience this again. Huge fears may come up, phobias may surface, we may find dark shadow parts of ourselves that really have no place in our lives anymore. If you've been trying to break a habit, instill new behaviors, change something about yourself, this is the scythe that's going to do it. This is the psychic surgery that will do it. Some baggage must be dropped. It's different for every single person. You know what has been rumbling around inside you. And once the Sun and Pluto meet, the Sun moves into Aquarius, and then Pluto follows for its second visit to the sign in our lifetimes. Pluto in Aquarius is ushering in the generational power experience that we're going to be having until 2044. We got an initial taste of it in 2023 from March 23rd to June 10th. See if you can remember what started feeling different about the atmosphere, different about your sense of your own personal power and possibilities, different about the role of technology. Gee, remember everybody trying to get an account to generate AI images at that time, and then ChatGPT and its companion bots just blew up all over the internet. We are all being rewired for a different experience of power, personal power, collective power, our relationship to technology. All of this, it's going to play out very, very slowly. And if the 20th comes and goes, and we are moving into later in January, and you find yourself thinking, I can't point to anything that's different in my life, just remember, by mid-February, by, oh goody, get the date, Valentine's Day, you will. Homing thought of the week. I embrace my personal power. Song of the week. Changes by David Bowie, who recently celebrated a birthday from the beyond. And the image of the week is the moment when the cyclone stops in The Wizard of Oz and Dorothy opens the door and suddenly she sees this weird landscape in Technicolor. Bunch of stuff to put on your radar for this week. First off, my Writing Your 2024 Story course with Donna Woodwell is still available. You can get the replay and all the materials and some backup information and learn how the really big astrological events of 2024 are impacting you. There's a link in the notes. Secondly, I'm talking to UK astrologer Steve Judd about, get the theme here, 2024 on Celestial Compass, my Ohm Times radio show at 5 p.m. Eastern on Monday the 15th. And third, those of you who are political astrology junkies, I will be talking about the astrology of current events again with Annette Dion on her Spirit Talk podcast on Tuesday the 16th at a slightly different time than usual, 4 p.m. And of course, you can learn more about all of this in my forecast for the month of January, which is at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. Oh, and if you are interested in that, buy your session now because my rates are going up January 20th. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Ohm Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. And as I said, Steve Judd from the UK, wonderful guy to talk to, is my guest this week. I also host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited and the group The Astro-Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, including a tarot overview for 2024, which is laid out in the 12 houses of an astrology chart. I'm on Instagram and Threads at @KABiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.